every movie has random trivia. And here at Trivial Theater, I explore some of these movies and the random circumstances that make them the weird creations that we love. What happens when you supercharge the weird screamy pet thing from the Dark Crystal? Well, you, my friend, get critters. In case you missed the first two, we start with 3 New Line Cinema logos and are introduced to a space booger, otherwise known as Prison Asteroid Sector 17, Maximum Security. After a weird tentacle-handed warden, otherwise known as the Exposition Dump, explains to a pair of snot-green bounty hunters how the Creets, dangerous creatures that eat everything in sight, have escaped the prison. The bounty hunters show us all their swag, and we're off to bigger, better set pieces. We arrive, dum-dum-dum, on Earth, and are introduced to our cast of stock characters. The grizzled sheriff, drunk but somehow always correct conspiracy theorist, farmer dad, doting mom, horny teenage couple, and the troublemaking but lovable hero who also happens to be an explosives expert. Of course, that'll never come up again. After seeing a nice cock and a not so nice ponytail, we find the Creets have landed on Earth, and through subtitles, we get to learn their motives. Elsewhere, a presumed earthquake is ignored, but the world still moves for our teenage couple. In the meantime, the bounty hunters adopt human disguises, and this leads us to one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. That's great. Although our second bounty hunter can't seem to find anything that attracts him. The sentient tumbleweeds start their Earth buffet by munching down on a cow and this deputy. They follow it up with a light second course in the form of the dad. The Creets continue to torment our family as our bounty hunters take a very roundabout way to track their prey by driving a car through a church and then a bowling alley. Bounty Hunter 2 is finally attracted to a form, and it turns out he's attracted to every form he comes across. We further learn through subtitles that the Creets are well adept at swear words. It's good to know that they're worldly, but damn, they react to explosions the way some people react to spicy food. Everything kinda goes off the rails as a very tight leather jumpsuit shows off the goods. A shitter is blown to kingdom come, and that's not a metaphor. And a well-placed Molotov cocktail sends the Creets back to the black hole where they came from. Our movie ends with the bounty hunters receding into the darkness, having their mission completed by a kid with homemade explosives and a drunk with exceptionally good aim. And this right here, my friends, is what they call sequel bait for 3 more movies of declining quality. By the way, can someone get some therapy for that poor cat? He's kinda been through the ringer today. And so there you have it, a movie whose body count includes a cow, 2 people, and a shit ton of chickens. Critters was promoted as New Line's answer to Gremlins, but the screenplay was apparently written before Gremlins was announced, and was based on a nightmare the director had as a kid. At one point, an E.T. toy is eaten by one of the Creets, and I'm not sure if that's an homage or a fuck you. In another E.T. connection, Dee Wallace Stone played the mom in both Critters and E.T. I wonder which role she enjoyed better. This movie has a whole list of callback references to other 80s movies, including Ghoulies, Ghostbusters, and Gremlins. The guy that voiced the Creets, that's right, that's an actual voice in there, said the Creets' language was a combination of French and Japanese elements. The Creets themselves are based off the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes, although I still maintain they look like the weird pet thing from the Dark Crystal, at least in their smallest form. So Critters became a web series on Shudder, and is returning to the Sci-Fi Channel later this year as a reboot called Critters Attack. But I have to wonder if they can reach the heights of dialogue found in the original film.
You're not from around here, are you?
This phone is dead.
The kid from Critters must have done pretty well with aliens, because he went back to space in the Fox series Orville. Critters is a ridiculous, goofy 80s movie, but I gotta say it was a lot of fun to watch. I can't say there was a ton that surprised me, but it was still an enjoyable ride. And my god, I can't imagine how much product it took to get Terrence Mann's hair to stay that big. That's almost on par with Rock and Roll Nightmare. Special thanks to Jaime for the recommendation. I hope you enjoyed the Gremlins knockoff. So what do you think? Any suggestions for movies, trivial questions, comments, ratings, and a few subtle Coke product placements would be appreciated. Thank you so very much for watching.